the baby back? Like, did somebody grab the baby and say, well, meet me here and we'll give you the baby? And then when they got there, they killed him? I think it's someone that knows them. Could be a sibling, maybe. Yes, Matthew is the kid's dad who died. Yes, Tony. That's what I took from all the stuff I heard too. That the mom and dad has passed away, the grandmother's passed away, and the uncle is passed away. But whoever did this didn't want the baby dead. Like, crazy. Okay, I mean, this is crazy. This is a crazy one. I'm still trying. My squirrels are still kicking around because my first impression was, hey, this is a drug deal. This is a drug deal. They're in the middle of nowhere. They went to meet somebody, and this person has killed them. But so many people are probably right. Most drug dealers wouldn't have took the baby and went and dropped it off somewhere. The only way you would have done something like that is you have some connection maybe to that child. Or if you carjacked them and the baby, you killed them, kicked them out the car, and then the baby was in the car, you may go drop that baby off somewhere. But this is starting to sound more like this is a domestic situation. Like whoever's done this is friends or family to these people. So the baby wasn't at the cinema? No, I think you meant at the crime scene. No, the baby wasn't at the crime scene. The baby was 40 miles away in somebody's front yard. Okay, which makes this really odd. I mean, it makes it really odd. That is the curveball in this, because it kind of seems like a open and cut drug deal gone bad. But once you get that 911 call, Dolly, read what Orange said. Okay, why don't y'all just copy it and paste it and put stop signs? That's what my mod's supposed to do so I don't miss something. I had to go back through the whole chat to find Orange. It makes it impossible. There's 1,000 people, 1,500 people talking. It's impossible for me to carry on a show and keep up with everything that's said in the chat. Read Orange Juicy's comment, Dolly. I mean, why don't y'all just put this is what Orange said instead of telling me to read Orange's comment? That is the silliest shit. What good does you telling me to read it do? I don't know where his comment is. Orange Juicy. Pretty much what I can say is that it has something to do with a gang in the prison near there. And Matthew stopped buying from them because he got clean. That's all I can say. Is what Orange Juicy says. I mean, gangs in prison do have people on the street. Now, did the gang come over there and kidnap the baby? That seems so, you may know Orange Juicy, right? I told you had to listen to the 911 call. The 911 call is strange. All right, let's play it one more time. Guys, make out what you can make out in this, because I heard the mother is looking for the baby with a flashlight. And I was like, huh? What the hell does that? What? So that means, I don't know. I do not know.
Her address is 150 Bonnie.
725 chat. 725 chat. Correct.
725. 725 is heard it. 5C1. Call her advise. This is where.
Oh, let me read this. Listen, hours after a baby was abducted in Dyer County yard. No, I'm sorry. Hours after a baby was abandoned in a Dyer County's yard, audio from Dyer County 911 reveals that a call came in late Tuesday night reporting the baby's mother and grandmother missing. Oh, okay. So I get it. The other grandmother reported her daughter and the baby missing. All right, because that would be, how do you say her name? Andriana? mother. I get it now. It ain't they wasn't looking for a baby with a flashlight. She's calling in saying that the mother and her daughter are missing. Lord, the fishiness that's going on in Tennessee. Maybe family want to see the father in prison and hit was waiting outside. That, well, they didn't make it to the prison. That don't make sense. If you was going to the prison, you would have drove up to the prison. Or somebody they drove up to. The prison would have cameras. Okay, there'd be cameras all over the prison and in the parking lot. They would know. Sure, money is involved. Why flashlight in daytime? I have no clue. I mean, that's odd. Like, it's just odd. Everything in this situation is very odd. It's not your average situation where, you know, you got, I mean, the 911 call don't make much sense. The mother and the daughter are missing. What made her think they were missing, you know, to call 911? And when you listen to it, it sounds like it says the mother is searching for the baby outside. Hold on.
The mother, Courtney Rose, will live incident child missing from her. She say heavy and it's on a flashlight looking around the house. She advised her address was 150 Bonnie.
Oh, the mother and her child are missing, and she's looking around the house with a flashlight. That's what's being said. Okay, I don't know where I got the baby stuff from. The child is the mother, and the mother is the grandmother. The child is Adriana. Okay, even though she's over 18, the mother and the child, I think, is what they're saying. No, it has to do with Matthew. Somebody testified about something that's a motive. Yes, orange juice, stated your age, please. It wasn't daytime when she called. It was 10:30 at night. The grandmother, Courtney, would have already been unalived at 10 p.m. Yes. Dilly. It's Dolly. Okay. Dilly Dolly. No, 911 was at 10:30 at night. Play the whole thing. She said baby. Okay. NBC News says investigations were searching for the vehicle believed to have dropped the infant off on Tuesday afternoon. The sheriff's office said it was described as a dark minivan or white midsize. Well, the Chevy they took, the Equinox, looks like a minivan, and it's a white in color. We just watched them remove that from the crime scene. It's the mom and Courtney Rose, which is 3 great grandmothers of the baby. It's the mom of Courtney Rose, which is the grandmother of the baby. Okay, I got that. That's what I was thinking. When she said the mother and the child, I was figuring it was the grandmother and Adriana that she reported missing. Yeah, and she's out looking for them with a flashlight. Yeah, I caught that. The 911 call was made at 10 p.m. The victims were found shortly after that. Makes no sense. Now, would they go with somebody they didn't know? The grandmother of the daughter. Okay. So it would have been the grandmother's mother. Make sense? The grandmother to the baby is her mother. So it would have been the great grandma of the child that was found, called the great grandma. It's easier. It makes it easier for people. You got the mother, you got the grandmother, and you got the great grandmother. Okay. a little more easier to keep up with that with. The great grandmother called 911 looking for her daughter and her daughter, her granddaughter. So I think it's easier to keep up with that way. Good night, ma'am. That was the article said. Dolly is batting 0. I'm batting well, hey, I solved one crime tonight. You can't solve 2 in one night. All right. If I could, I'd be the greatest all time. I'd be like the Muhammad Ali of true crime. Okay, no, the great grandmother had passed away a month ago. Courtney's grandmother passed away a few months ago. Okay. Well, listen, we will open the phone lines to everybody. All right. So if y'all know some things that I don't know in this case, I want you to call in. All right. If you can fill me in on what the hell is going on, call in. Matt's mom called. Okay. That makes a little more sense. All right. 3 people. 1 is female. Why baby was saved? Dolly, could the site where they found the bodies be dump site, like placed there? That it sounded more like that now, right? Because they were missing, and why did they drive 2 vehicles there? It don't make a whole lot of sense. Check email will help you. Okay, let's see what you sent. Let's see what you sent. I got some stuff from TikTok. I got some stuff from my insurance company. I don't see nothing from you on my email. Let me check my DMs. Who is this guy? Oh, and this is a Facebook Live video.
Long hot day. Let's wait for this to build just a little bit. Tell you, it's been a long hot day. Before we get off into bad stuff, Miss Wanda, who purchased my dinner today at
Can y'all hear that?
Thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. But and it's nice to know that I have so many friends in 150 miles from home. That's pretty cool.
Phone lines are open.
So just wanted to tell you guys thank you. There were so many of you that were so kind up there today at Boyette's and different places and different stores I stopped in. So thank you. Feel like I've gotten to know that part of the world, even though I'm not even close from there. So thank you much. Where to start?
This is Dare County homicide. That's what it says.
Hey, Miss Jody, thank you. This is an incredibly sad situation, one of the worst situations I've ever seen. Sadly, I've covered a lot of them, and this one really, really bothers me. So, okay, you guys all know that yesterday a 5-month-old or 7-month-old was I'll get to that, Stephen. Stacks. Oh, thank you so much, Katrina. Thank you all for all those words. I appreciate it. Susie, thank you. Thank you for so very much, and continue to work with you. I appreciate it. No, there's been no arrest. So let's just start. For the that don't know, there's been a horrible situation happen, and a 5-month-old was found abandoned yesterday, somewhere in the area of Tom Bell Road, off Old Highway 20. So that led to a missing persons report of a grandmother. And this is going to be a little odd, and it's hard sometimes to follow this because the grandmother was only 38. So that makes it a little hard sometimes when people say grandmother to understand. And when we're saying grandmother, we're saying maternal grandmother to the baby. So let me say this before anybody asks about the baby. The baby is in safekeeping. Let's just leave it that way. The baby's safe. So 5 to 7 months. Yeah. So, but let me just tell you this. The baby is in safekeeping. And so that's all I can tell you about that.
7 months.
As you guys know, there was later a... Yes, I'll get to the vehicle shortly. I'm taking these questions as they come. I am sorry, I'm very tired. I was up all night last night, and then I drove 159 miles this morning to up there, and it was so great to be welcomed. But so guys, as y'all know the other part. Okay, we're not going to talk cause of death. We're not going to talk anything like that. That has not been released. I can tell you that the bodies were still there at 4 o'clock this afternoon, something like that. They were still on scene. They did remove 2 vehicles, which I think is an oddity. They are the vehicle of the grandmother, the maternal grandmother, is the white Equinox. Yes, I read the questions. I'm working through them as I go. The white vehicle is the baby, the baby's grandmother, maternal. The black Charger is the uncle, who in this case is only 15, but he does own that, or he probably drives the black vehicle, which is a Charger. I can tell you that there is a vehicle missing. I can tell you that. I've been told that it has made an appearance on social media, but I'm also told that they don't want certain things out there. So I did message law enforcement to see if they want us to share the vehicle information, the missing vehicle information. There's a lot of pages out there that'll put anything out there that it can. But I have a great working relationship with law enforcement, and if they tell me something, tell me not to post it or tell me not to do whatever, I don't do it. So there are some things out there that are getting around that have not been confirmed by law enforcement, and I do not go down those roads because it's
okay. I have no clue. Somebody sent me this video of this guy, and I would have to say if he's a YouTuber or a vlogger and he's sitting there saying that the police have told him things, then he's full of shit. The police don't work with YouTubers. They don't work with social media people. They won't tell you anything. People are saying it's a white Ford truck with a red stripe. Yeah, I know. I heard that. That is missing. I have no honor to the police, but I know this. I've worked on many a case of missing people and dead people, and not one time has the police ever told me shit. Never. All right. Now, during press conferences, when I ask the police questions, they have told me things. During the press conferences, like if I asked a question, right, while I'm filming them, they'll answer it. But like if I walked up to the police and said, hey, man, I'm a YouTuber, I need to know, they're going to tell you to get the hell out their face. Right? You're impeding on an active investigation. You don't have no rights to any information. You got the right to get the hell out their face. That's what the right you got. And I hear so many YouTubers say these things. Well, you know, the law enforcement told me this, and law enforcement don't. Shut up! Stop lying! Stop your damn lying! He's a reporter. Okay, well, they may whisper something to him. All right, if he's a reporter, I don't know who he is. I'm thinking if you're a vlogger or you just a YouTube guy, they ain't telling you shit. They ain't gonna tell you nothing, and they ain't gonna tell too much to the media that they're not gonna tell to the public. They're not gonna tell the media secrets, right? They don't do that. They just don't do. They tell the media about the same thing they tell you. Get out of your face. The press conference is at 6 o'clock. You got any questions? Attend the press conference, right? That shit, like they don't. I don't know. I just, when people say that to me, it's like I call bullshit on it. I'm like, the police didn't tell you shit. He's not a reporter. Okay, well then the police didn't tell him shit then. All right, and even if he was a reporter, the police probably ain't gonna tell him shit either. I'm just saying. I've dealt with the police in many a crime case, and now one time they said, Dolly, we want you to know this, okay? So you can go back and tell it to people on YouTube. If you ever hear me say that, I'm lying, okay? just letting you know now. I'm letting you know, because they don't tell you much. They don't, you know. I mean, I have had some conversations with police, on the slide where they were like, yeah, she's going to jail. It's just a matter of time. Like they told me in Leilani, they told me she was going to jail. They're like, she's going to jail. Don't worry. It's just a matter of time when the warrants are in place that she's getting locked up, but she's definitely going to jail. So they will tell you, I guess they will tell you a little something. They were telling me things, we watched the show, they have shared a little bit of information with me. And of course they talk to the families, and then those family members share things with you. That was the case in Avra Hooks, right? I was with her dad, so he knew all the information as it was going down, and all he was doing when they were telling him, he was just telling me, so I knew everything as he knew it because we were standing beside each other, right? So it was easy to get the information that way, and then when they found her body in the trunk, it was bad. And it's crazy how close you can come to somebody in a short amount of time when something so traumatic is happening as, his daughter was murdered. I don't know if y'all know the Avra Hooks case. Her father's Jim. He's from Tennessee too. He's from Hawkins County, but his daughter went missing in Lynchburg, and the baby got dropped off. Kind of similar to this. The baby daddy dropped off the baby, and I was out there with Jim searching, and he told me, he said, look, man, there's something I ain't tell you. They're about to search the woods over by the husband's house. And I was like, well, damn, Jim, what are we doing in these woods? Let's go over there. And we go over there, and me and Jim get split up, and he bumps into the baby daddy, attacks the baby daddy, tries to put a cigarette out in his eyeball. Okay. This is crazy, right? And this dude is, he's armed. Every picture on his Facebook is he's a gangster guy with damn guns and all kinds of stuff. So I'm thinking we're in the woods by this dude's house. He's in the woods with us. This is like a bad Jason Voorhees movie. And then he attacks him, tries to put a cigarette on his eye, gets the police over there. When the police get there, they pop the trunk of the car, and Avra is in the trunk of the car. Unbelievable. I'll never forget that day for as long as I live. Okay. It'll stick with me forever. I mean, when you say forever, ever, I mean forever, ever. So, but that man, he had enough decency to drop the baby off at the grandmother's house. At least he didn't kill the baby. He did kill Jim's daughter. She was found, beaten and stabbed in the trunk of the car. And he had been driving that car around town the whole week with her in the trunk of the car. I don't know if I know he's been in jail, but he was going for a mental evaluation the last time I looked, because he's a little bit crazy. But you have to be somewhat crazy to do something like that anyway. But I don't know if he stood trial yet. I need to look that up. Because sometimes, it takes a little while to get these people to trial, especially when they put them in a mental hospital to evaluate them. and see what they done to him. So crazy story. But this itself too seems like this may be something domestic, right? At first I was thinking drug deal gone bad, but I don't know at this point. I'm having second doubts about my spidey senses, right? And when I first came in here, I was pretty confident. I was like, yeah, this is cut and dry. This is Savannah Soto type case, but I don't think so much no more. And the guy posts on Twitter. Okay, he posts on Twitter, so he's a Twitter guy. Burton Staggs is who this is, I believe.
Serves no purpose except for speculation. Okay, I'm kind of watching some of these questions come in. I did read the questions. I'm trying to answer as many of them as I can.
Oh, Lord. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Rita from Dexter.
What's up, Rita?
I've been following this. I think you're right about some of it, but some of it's off too. But I think this was very personal. But I do think it had something to do with the prison.
Uh-huh.
And I do think it had something to do with whoever was in that prison. And they're saying, well, I mean, I'm seeing in the chat where they're talking about furlough. Somebody was on furlough. Not what they're talking about, work release from a county jail.
Uh-huh.
And somebody, I'm wondering if that is who that they're looking for, and that is the person that is their suspect. Somebody's in that truck, and they're trying to find that truck. From what I'm hearing all over social media.
Yes.
From people that are posting stuff. And I think they can't tell us anything. I think they know, but they can't tell us until they actually make an arrest.
Well, if you know who the fugitive is, and you got a fugitive that just murdered 4 people, it seems like you would want the public to know, hey, don't approach this person, use extreme caution, call 911. If you
We're
know,
talking about the TBI. I mean, come on now. You said it yourself. This is not the brightest tools in the shed that's handling this case.
Uh-huh. I mean, if somebody was out on work release, they would know when they didn't show back up to the prison.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's it. That's just a theory I got.
I don't think they let you out on work release from a prison. That's only jail.
From a jail, they'll do.
Yeah.
And they're saying that one of the exes is in a county jail. That's another thing they're saying. They're saying there's confusion there. They're saying an ex is in prison, and they're saying an ex is in the county jail. What I'm understanding is the baby's mom's ex, is in a county jail.
Okay,
they're sitting there saying the grandmother.
They're saying Matthew's grandfather's truck is missing. It's a white 80s Ford with a red stripe. Said if you see it, please call the police.
So, and the person that did this had to have known him. Because they left that baby alive.
Yeah.
This is somebody that loved that baby.
Or has some connection to the baby.
Yeah.
And people are saying the white truck has been dumped by now. I would think so too, but you never know. Some people are stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, when this first came out, I seen the picture and I'm like, they're working on Jack and Lily, and I'm like, I'm just gonna put it on Facebook and tag Dolly in it.
I was thinking in the very beginning of this drug related, and this was gang stuff with a young boy. But now I've kind of changed my mind. I don't think that anymore. I'm like, okay, this is something to do with somebody that's connected to the family that they've had some type of domestic situation with, and this person's killed them but didn't want the baby dead.
Yeah, and if there is any, I mean, I'm looking at pictures of it, and I know on social media you can see filters, but the way they go on and on about how the baby's dad got clean for the baby and for the family, and that they don't even, I mean, there's not a speck on them. There's not a fake. And somebody said in the chat, this shouldn't have been said. That is a 15-year-old victim. This is a child. This is somebody's kid that was unalive. And then somebody said, it was something to the effect of gang banging early or whatever. He's a kid. And I'm going to tell you what, My son's first car was a Monte Carlo. Okay, and kids can get nice cars if their parents got decent credit and the kid works. They can get nice cars. That doesn't mean the kids are in drugs.
Yeah,
I don't think that. That kid is a victim.
I had a drop BMW that sat on some 22s, all blacked out limo, black on black limo tint. My mom bought me. I would get pulled over all the time. They would think I was a drug dealer. I was like, man, my mom got me this car. You know what I'm saying? This is my graduation present. You know, I got this BMW.
Oh, yeah. And I want to clear something else that's in the chat. Yes, prisons do have work release for nonviolent offenders, but they're not allowed. They go out in a van. They're watched by guards. They're not driving that vehicle on their own. There is somebody there with them. A really entrusted vehicle, a cop can leave a person, they can take off and run. I'm just saying, county jail furlough is way different than prison. But if you're in prison and you are allowed to go on work release and leave, you go back, but you are watched. You are out there with guards. There are other prisoners with you. They don't ever let violent offenders out. Those are only nonviolent offenders that get those privileges. And I know because my ex was a nonviolent offender, and he got work release, and he worked at the state fair. So, but I was just wanted to touch in on the kid. I have been following this, Dolly, but I'm not going to send you nothing that's false. I just want you to know that I don't think that this whole family was on any drugs. I think this is very personal. I'm waiting for the arrest to make any real determinations on this, but I really wanted you guys to see this. This is everybody's going to see it. It's going to be all over the news. It already is. But this is awful. This is terrible. This entire family's gone. And this baby is just left with no parents. The baby's got grandparents and other family members, but that's just horrible what happened to these people. But I'm going to get off here so other people call in. And I hope the family member, Juicy, calls in and talks to you if they can. That would be nice, to hear from them. And I just think people need to be a little bit nicer in the chat. There is family in the chat, and we don't know what happened here.
All right.
So,
be good, Rita.
I will. All right. Bye, hun.
All right. Peace. Okay. So, yeah, like in the state I live in, there's work release, but it's only for non-violent offenders. They used to let violent offenders on work release, but then there was a dude that got out. He escaped from the work release, like cutting grass, and he went and he murdered his wife. Then after that, they changed the rules here to, even if you have assault charges, no violent crimes can you be on work release unless you do 90 days in the jail and you friends with the deputies. All right. There's certain, they'll let you, right? They will let you, even with like old assault charges, they'll let you, but you got to know somebody in the city jail here to do it. Right. And, but the basic rule says no violent offenders can be on work release. And that's work release is not like where you go to work and come back. My city don't do that. All right. You can't go to do a job and come back to jail. Work release in my city is you get in a van with the police, you go out and you pick up trash and you cut grass. And then your jail cell has a PlayStation. It has a vending machine. It has perks that you can't get in the regular jail. That's it. But the police are with you the whole time, the sheriff, the deputies, and you go out and cut grass. Now, I don't believe this is somebody that's left a jail or left a prison and went and killed these people. This is somebody that's already out. Does it have anything to do with the prison? So many people think it does because it's near the prison, but maybe they chose that spot because there's nobody around. Okay. And usually prisons are in the middle of damn nowhere. I knew a girl that lived right next to the prison where I'm at. She lived next door to the prison. She had horses and I was out there looking at her horses. And I asked her and I said, hey, her name's Bethany. I said, Bethany, ain't you and your mom a little scared? Because it was a single woman and her daughter that lived there. I was like, ain't you and your mom a little scared that if somebody breaks out to prison, they're going to kill you or something? And she said, no, not at all. She said, Jimmy, if somebody breaks out that prison, they're going to get as far away from here as they can. They're going to run right past his house. She said, if you broke out of prison, would you go next door? And I was like, no. Nah. She was like, well, if they get out, they're not coming here. They're going to get as far away from this prison as they can. And she lived directly next, like there's a fence, right? And then her horse stables, like it was directly next to the damn prison, St. Bride's here in Virginia, right? And she said if they escape from that, and she said it's a low-level prison. So it's not like a high, usually if you're a mass murderer or something, they don't put you in that prison. It's a low-level prison. And if you escape from the prison, you're going to try to get as far away from that prison as you can. That's what she told me. She said it kind of laughing, like, no, I'm not worried about it, because if they break out, they ain't stopping here. They're going to keep running. Would you, you going to run 5 feet from the prison and stop? Hell no, you're going to keep going. But I'm thinking, hey, what if somebody broke out and like took hostages or something like that? And so I don't know if it has anything to do with the prison, and it's kind of strange that there's 2 family members' cars there, the 15-year-old, the grandmother, all of them are there. And the baby ends up 40 miles away from there. It's definitely an odd situation.
But I can tell you that no information has been released officially on the cause of death, manner of death, or manner. We do know cause of death. It's going to be homicide, because they said that. Several people have asked about the conditions of the bodies. It did look like it may, but the Charger, but it passed pretty quick. We do not know who found the bodies and made the 911 call. We will not discuss cause of death tonight because the families have been briefed, but that's not for public dissemination at this point. Once more time, the baby is in safekeeping. So there is nobody.
So this guy basically don't know more than we do. Oh my God, Dolly, this guy is a wannabe hack. Okay, well, somebody sent it to me and I was just checking it out. Like you send me something and say, Dolly, hey, check this out. I'm going to check it out and see if he knows something we don't know. So far, we knew about the white truck, the Ford that's missing. People are saying it's Matthew's granddad's truck. It's a 80s Ford with a white stripe, which is an older Ford truck. So this seems like in order to get that means this person probably has been in the house. How would you get the keys to the granddad's truck unless you have some access to the home? So this is going to be somebody they know. This ain't going to be strangers or drug dealers. This is going to be somebody they know. So I take back what I said in the beginning. I'm starting to think that this is definitely a domestic kind of situation, friend or family. That one we don't know, but it's definitely a friend or family that is responsible for this crime. That's what it's sounding like now. Matthew was driving it. Yeah, but here's the thing. You got 3 vehicles. How could you hold somebody at gunpoint in 3 different vehicles? How could you force 3 people in 3 different vehicles? Adriana had a post yelling at Courtney Rose's ex, Logan Rose. Okay. So do we think it's the ex possibly? Is the ex accounted for? Matthew's dad's name is Matt. Okay. Now, if y'all got more information on this, let me, I'm going to pin my phone number at the top and you guys can call in and enlighten us a little bit of what we're missing in this. So give me 1 second. Let me post a number. So usually I have it on the screen, but I don't have it on the screen on this layout. 79 6694. Okay, you'll see, and I'll pin that. That is the number to call in, 757-797-6694. Now, if you have information on this family we may be missing or what's going on, or you have a little more enlightenment on what's happening, please call in, let us know. Because now it's sounding more like, when I heard the whole, it's the middle of nowhere, all the whole families there, it sounded like they were meeting somebody. Now it sounds like they may have been dumped there or taken there, but how does one person kidnap 2 vehicles worth of people? Well, unless you get them there and they call the son and he pulls up and it's all just a big setup. Well, the TBI Fugitive Task Force, they're going to be after anybody, I think, Sandwich 33, that is alleged killer. The task force is going to be there. Fugitive, maybe who they suspect is already wanted, because usually the Fugitive Task Force looks for people that have active warrants. So if you're wanted by the police, usually the task force is the one looking for you. Logan's son lived with Courtney, so in my opinion. Okay, well, give us a call, Sue. If you know these family or you know about the family, fill us in, okay? Because that way it'll cut down some of the speculation of what's going on and who is who and what is being done. Let me make sure the phone line's open. Yeah, the phone line is open. Let me refresh it. Or you can text information to that number also. If you don't want to call in and there's something I need to know that we're missing, you can text it to that number, or you can call in and chop it up with me. Where's Grandma's husband? Could the jail people want these people dead because they snitched or something? I think about. All right, here we go. Dolly.
Hi, Dolly. This is Doobie from Michigan. How are you?
Hey, Judy. I'm doing good. Not too bad.
No, it's Doobie. D-U-V-I.
Oh, Susie. Okay.
No, Doobie. D-U-V-I.
Doobie?
Yeah, it's like a joint.
Oh, Doobie.
Yes. Okay. What I was trying to say is that, and this is in my opinion, if you listen to the 911 call, I think that Grandma Courtney was trying to say that her daughter is missing, and I think she was trying to say somebody was outside with a flashlight. In my opinion, I think right after that, she followed, or the people put a gun to her head and say, "Follow me," and then when the cops, they tracked her location, but by the time they got to where Matthew was, everybody was already dead. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, a little bit. So what you're saying is he had already kidnapped some people and had them already deceased. Then he went back, grabbed a kid and said, "Follow me." And she followed him, and then he unalived. That's right. What you're saying, right?
Right. Right. What I'm trying to say is that, right, Matthew.
That's a lot. That's a lot of moves, though. That's a lot of moving pieces.
Listen. No, I think what happened was Matthew, okay, knew that he was in danger, and he was with his sister and the baby daddy. That's his sister's baby, right? Okay. And I'm not sure how that works out with him, but somehow I think they dropped off the baby. Maybe they were already being followed and scared. I'm not sure. But the 911 call was the mom saying that my daughter's missing and something about a flashlight. See, right after that, the cops aren't telling him this on TV, but right after that, like, I don't know, I want to say like a half hour later, they posted or they went on TV saying that they found the 4 people dead. So I don't know if they killed them all when the mom got there, I'm not sure. But maybe they, they might have told her, hey, come with us. We got your son or something. I don't know. That's just in my opinion. That's what I got. That's what I've been trying to say.
Use one of them to lure all the other ones to the location.
Right. I think they went back and got the mom. Cordy's the mom of the girl and Matthew.
But why would you do that? Like, there would have to be something internal that somebody wants them dead. I mean, this ain't random.
Well, maybe Matthew, maybe he was going to snitch on the drug people, or maybe he owed money from before, because allegedly, what Juice was trying to say, it had to do with gangs and money, and he said that Matthew was clean now. So maybe it was like some kind of feud where Matthew did owe money, and then those people went and told the mom, maybe, either you pay us this amount of money or whatever, follow us, or they kidnapped her or something. Because right after that, like, I want to say like a half hour, 45 minutes, the police say that they found those 4 people dead.
Yeah, but how did they get the granddad's truck? See, my first initial thought was, too, that this is drug related. This seems a lot like the Savannah Soto case. But now it looks like, okay, you got 2 vehicles. How do you get all them people to one location in 3 different vehicles?
Well, because maybe they went and they put a gun up to Matthew's sister's head and her boyfriend, which that's the baby that they dropped off. Then they told Matthew, you either come or we're going to kill you. Then Matthew goes trying to save them. Then they go and get Matthew's mom, because maybe they're not getting what they want out of Matthew. I don't know. Matthew's mom goes and tries to, save him or something, and they all get killed. I don't know about the other white truck, how that guy got it. Maybe somebody befriended him. I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I know it doesn't make sense, but why didn't, if you notice, like, they haven't, the news hasn't really wanted to release that 911 call. That only that news lady said it once, and it was kind of like she stopped after that, if you notice, and they haven't mentioned it again. Because how is that lady going to call, and then a half hour or 45 minutes later, the cops know where these people are, and they're all dead? You get it? Because if you made the 911 call, I think they got her location.
Yeah, but they wasn't found at her location.
Yeah, she took off from that house and went where Matthew was.
Okay, all right, well, all right.
I don't know, but we'll find out. But it was nice talking to you. I watch you all the time.
All right, you be good.
You too.
All right, peace. Okay, that's a lot of moving pieces. Okay, that's a lot of moving pieces. Like, if he was a complete stranger, how would you have the granddad's truck? Right? You would have to have access to that truck. That means you would have had to have access to where the truck was at. And then you got 2 other vehicles there. This is something where somebody took something and they went there to retrieve it. And when they got there, they got unalived. It has to be, this is no stranger. That's for sure. Is it drug related? I mean, I don't know. It in the beginning, it sounded drug related. We got vehicles dropped off in the middle of nowhere. We got young kids, right? 38-year-old grandmother. It just sounded like it in Tennessee, right? Which is the damn Methodist capital of the South. It just sounded drug related, but now to me, it don't sound like that. This sounds like somebody that knows the family personally, familiar with everything that goes on, and they had access to the vehicle or knew to get the keys to the vehicle. So they had access to the home to where the truck was at. And if you got the truck, how do you kidnap all these people in their vehicles? Because unless it's multiple people, how can you kidnap people in 2 different cars? Okay, I get it. But the 15-year-old was in the Dodge Charger. You got the rest of them in the Chevy Equinox, right? How the hell do you kidnap all those people? Dolly, your calling number isn't on the screen. It's pinned at the top, I believe, isn't it? Didn't I pin it? Yeah, it's pinned at the top. If you go to the very top of the chat, my call-in number is pinned. It's 797-6694. All right. And, you know, you see young kids, and we know a lot of these young kids are involved in a lot of illegal stuff, as far as, you know, selling and distributing and drugs. So, and you think, why would somebody want to kill 4 people and a kid? Dolly.
Hi, Jimmy. This is Sheila from Tennessee.
Hey, Sheila.
I was just going by what that Orange Juicy was saying, and what it sounds like to me is maybe Matthew was in a gang when he was younger, got in trouble. He got scared and got clean, but he was in a gang. He turned them in. Now they're in prison, and they put a hit out on his family.
Uh-huh.
And I think maybe that Matthew, his wife, and baby lived with his mother or grandmother, and that's why he had his grandfather's truck, because that's probably what he drove. Why they all 3 got there, I think that was just a setup to get them all there. But I would think that he was probably driving. His grandfather probably let him and his wife drive the truck.
Uh-huh.
And that's the only thing that can make sense, because that Orange Juicy said that it was drug related and gang related from prison. And so unless he, you know, told on the gang, got them all busted and in prison, and they put a hit out on his family.
I guess it's possible, but
The only thing I can figure out.
Juicy won't call in, so we don't know if Juicy's legit. You know, that's
Right.
the only thing.
Right.
Juicy could be anybody.
True.
So
if what Juicy's saying, you know, and if it is, it's what you were saying all along. It is gang related. It is drug related.
that's my first initial thought, right? But now that I'm hearing that they have the truck, and how did they get the truck, right? It's like,
Right.
that don't make a lot of sense unless you're right. Matthew was driving it. They had Matthew, and they led everybody there to get Matthew, like he was in trouble or broke down or something, and they all got there, and he just killed everybody, or they killed everybody, or whatever it could be.
Witnesses. Or it could have been even the 15 or 16-year-old boy. He could have been the one that turned them in. But somebody, I believe, turned in a gang, and they messed with the wrong people, you know, and I think they retaliated on them.
Something's going down. It seems overkill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And usually when it's overkill like that, it's something domestic.
Yeah.
Usually. Now, I don't know. I guess as time goes, we'll find out, because I doubt people get away with murdering 4 people and a kid. Well, 3 people and a kid. And they don't put every ounce of energy they got into finding these people.
Right. Well, I just wanted to give you my thoughts, and that was based on what Orange Juicy was saying, and that's the only thing that could make sense.
Yeah.
But I would say his grandfather probably loaned him and his wife and the little baby that truck.
Uh-huh.
And maybe even they lived with his grandparents, you know.
And then the mother went to go. It seems like the grandmother, I don't know. I do not know. This is a strange one. This is definitely a strange one. But
because they weren't in their own house. If they would have been in their own house, it would make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And whose house were they in?
They were in the cars, and allegedly one of them was in the woods.
Oh, so they weren't in a house. They were in the cars.
So, yeah, I appreciate you calling. You be good.
Okay. Thanks, Jimmy. Bye-bye.
All right. Peace. Yeah, you see him here. He looks a little more thuggish, ruggish bone in this picture, with all the tattoos and stuff like that on his hands. And I think that's a tattoo over his eye. I'm not quite sure. That may be some hair. I can't really tell. But if you're young like that, tattooing your face, that ain't good. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. It's Sunshine and Shadows.
Hey, Sunshine. Shadows.
I just wanted to, I guess, let you know something. So you were saying a couple callers ago that you don't see how it could be drug related or whatever. Now you think it's somebody that knows the family. Unfortunately, I have a sibling that used to be in a gang, and when you try to get out, I don't know if the guy. I know somebody said one of the guys was on. He's clean now, but he used to be on drugs. I don't know if he was gang related or not, but if he was ever and tried to get out, they go after your family first.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think personally, in my opinion, they probably kidnapped the baby, used the baby to lure everybody there. And I think that's how all the vehicles got there. And I think that's how they got the truck.
Yes, maybe. I don't know. We got a picture of the truck up on the screen now.
I mean, that's just what I'm saying. Like, from my experience with family members in gangs, I mean, I was targeted by my sister's ex-friend. And luckily, my mom was able to get me out of school and I wasn't harmed or anything, but there was a letter sent to my sister threatening my life. And I was safe and everything, but I'm just saying that they could have done that to get what they wanted.
Yes. Okay. They're saying that this truck belonged to Matthew, so it was definitely Matthew's truck, or allegedly Matthew's truck that is missing. And he's deceased, so something definitely is going on, and they're possibly in this truck.
I mean, it could be domestic, but I mean, I wouldn't rule out
gang and drugs. Yeah. Right now, I'm not ruling out anything. We're going to keep an open mind to this one. This one's a little bizarre, I have to say. But hey, I appreciate you calling.
All right, Dolly. Holler at you.
All right, peace. All right, guys, this is a look at the vehicle, and it says this truck belongs to Matthew Wilson, who was found murdered along with his girlfriend Adriana Williams, Courtney Rose, and Brandon Williams. Their bodies were found in Lake County, Tennessee yesterday evening. The realization that these four were missing came after Matthew and Adriana's baby was found left in the yard of a stranger in Dyer County, Tennessee. The other vehicles that were missing were located in Lake County, Tennessee yesterday evening. Finding this truck may play a vital role in solving this case. If seen, please do not approach. Call 911 immediately. You may also reach out to Lake County and Dyer County Sheriff's Office. Your help and continued support is greatly appreciated. If you have seen this truck or any suspicious activity that may be related to this case, please get in touch with the authorities. So that is a pretty good look at the truck that is missing. White with a red stripe, 80s Ford, early 90s. No, I think that's 80s, late 80s Ford. Definitely something you could spot. Like, you don't see this truck every day, right? Because it's two-tone, and usually most of these trucks are in the junkyard. These Ford trucks. But this one made it. 1988? Okay. I knew it was late modeled 80s. You don't see many of these trucks on the road. It ain't a Chevy. Or a GMC. Same thing. But they're saying it's Matthews, not the granddaddy. So we got 3 family members meeting in 3 different vehicles at the same location. Probably the parents left baby in a hurry to get mom and brother. Why though? Go to WREG Channel 5 Memphis. They're showing the towing the vehicles out. We just watched that. We've already watched the towing of the vehicles. You're in Dyer County. Okay, so we'll be on the lookout for that truck. Right, Dolly? It's probably broke down somewhere. Okay. I see some people ain't Ford people in here. Where's Grandpa? Now they're saying, rumors were it was Grandpa, but this post says it belongs to the young boy that died. All right. And we had Adriana's brother's Charger. We had Rose's Equinox. So we got all these vehicles and just this one gone. Don't you think if you was going to steal a vehicle, you would steal the Equinox or the Charger? Why would you take the old Ford truck? But most likely, if the rumors are true that some of them were shot in the vehicle and one was taken out into the woods and shot, I guarantee you the one that's in the woods is the one they were after. All right. I would think that if that is true, because right now there's a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation of what transpired because we don't know exactly where the bodies were at. We just know the areas that the bodies were found in. Some people said they looked like there was bullet holes in the car. I didn't notice none of that, but I can pull it back up and we can take a closer look to see if there's bullet holes or any. I didn't see nothing that looked like blood. And if you shoot people, there's going to be blood on the windows and blood possibly, or broken glass or something like that. When I was a kid, I got inside the car of Bonnie and Clyde. Okay. And there was still dried up blood in the car that many years later, right? They never cleaned the blood up or nothing, the bullet holes, or it was just all there. Right. And the car was actually bloody, and the blood after all them years was still dried up all over the doors. And it was crazy. I mean, it didn't look red. It looked brown, but it was there. It was blood. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up for you and we'll take a look at them towing the cars out and see if we notice any bullet holes in it. But right off from when we looked at it, I didn't think I noticed anything that stood like jumped out at me, but we could have overlooked something. All right, let's see. I think it's this post. It is. Okay, here we go. I didn't see nothing in that. Okay, like I don't see no bullet holes. Let me shrink this a little bit so I can turn that volume down because that is loud and it's just a tow truck. But we will back it up to the first car. And blow it up. All right. Because I didn't see nothing. Let me know if you see anything that stands out. Let's all work together on this one. Okay, hold on. I don't see any bullet. All the glass is intact of the car. All right. I don't see any blood on the window. But the back window's a tinted. We wouldn't be able to see anyway. But the front window's not. The front window's clear. I don't see anything on that window or the windshield. I don't see any bullet holes on at least this side of the vehicle. You're saying it's a Traversa? I thought it was an Equinox, but either way, it's a Chevy SUV. Okay, I don't see anything like crazy. I don't see anything on the back. There's another picture show driver side. Look at, I don't know who that is. Okay, this looks a little more raggedy of a car. I don't see any bullet holes on this side of the car. I don't see any busted windows. Now, if somebody has a picture of the other side of the car, you can send it to my Facebook. But I don't see no bullet holes in the car. Not from the side we've seen anyway. Those tents are dark. Yeah. Front end of Charger messed up. Yeah, but that just like it's raggedy. It didn't look like it was shot up. PJ is in bed. Okay, so I don't think that's going to tell us anything. Not that video anyway. All right, let's close that. You know, and it's a sad situation because, you know, all of these people are kids to me, right? You know, they're in their early 21 years old. The boy down here at the bottom, 15 years old, is the uncle, and he's driving. I thought you had to be 15, 8 months to even get a learner's permit. But just because he had an old Charger don't mean nothing crazy, right? Because that ain't like he's driving a 2025 Mercedes that's $80,000. Okay, let me check my messages. I'm getting messages in on my Facebook right now. Let me check what this is. Okay, back door has dent in it. Yeah, but I don't think that has anything to do with the situation. Like, let's take a look. I mean, you can see a little dent in the door right there, but a dent in the door didn't kill him. You know, is this a situation where somebody ran them off the road? You know, maybe. I mean, I don't know. That's still a little, you know, out there for speculation. This has to be somebody they know. I mean, it has to be somebody that they're familiar with. And it's going to be some type of domestic. Let me see this. But then look at the black line like it got rammed into by a front of a black Charger. Okay. I get what you're saying, but I can't tell if that's just shadow or she's saying there's a line. It looks like this car has been hit by the black Charger. I mean, yeah, it does look like it's been some damage on the side of this vehicle, but that damn sure didn't kill him. At 15, you can get a learner's permit here in Alabama. Yeah, I know. 8 months to get your driver's license. But first you got to have a permit for so many, I think 30 days, and then you can get your driver's license. So definitely some damage to the side of the car, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to, you know, cause the situation that, you know, that they're dead, or does it have anything to do with them being, you know, unalived? You know, a few people that had license at 15. I used to drive when I was 13. I had a car. Right? I had a little Chevette when I was like 13 years old. I used to drive to junior high school. I remember the principal told me, he said, look, you can't be driving that car to school. You ain't got no license. I said, look, I'm from Georgia. We drive at 13. I've been on the farm. I ain't never lived a day on a farm on my life, but that's what I told the principal at my junior. He said, well, you got a parking lot. Let's park next to the teachers. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Yeah.
This is Debbie in Kentucky.
Hey, Debbie.
And I was just reading a lot of stuff on this, and the baby was found in the afternoon, and their bodies were found Tuesday night.
Yeah, later after the baby was found, yes.
Right. And it says that the mother of Courtney Rose is the one that made this 911 call. But it sounds like a much younger woman.
They all young. They all look like they're having babies at 15.
I just don't understand it. I mean, this just really doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's starting to sound more like a domestic situation, that somebody that's familiar with the family is involved in, or an ex-boyfriend, or an ex-lover of somebody's. I doubt it's the kid. It may have something to do with the grandmother.
Yeah, that's what my son had told me earlier. He lives over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not too far from him. And he doesn't know. That's just rumors, you know. Nobody's saying anything.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, just rumors and stuff. But I just don't understand the timelines. You know, how the baby was found hours before they were.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they dropped that baby off, or the killer dropped that baby off. I mean, they could have been dead since last night, the night before.
True. They don't know, how long they had been there, right?
Yeah, so they could have been dead for a while, and then somebody just recently dropped the baby off, or they dropped the baby off and took them and killed them.
Yeah, I think they used that baby as bait. I really do.
I mean, it's possible. Something led all those people out there in their vehicles, and to think one person did this all is it could be, but it would be hard. You would have to come up with a good plan to get everybody to the same location in different vehicles.
Yeah, but them being young, I mean, if somebody had, something stuck to somebody's daughter's head, they're not going to move.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But what about the other vehicles? You're talking three vehicles.
Know. You're right. How did they get them all there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is one for the books, and good luck. That's all I'm saying. And thank you. I was just wondering about the timeline.
Yeah.
With the baby, but they probably were deceased long before the baby was found.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Dolly.
All right, you be good.
And you too.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they unalived these people, and it came to what do I do with the kid? And the person was like, even though they wanted these people dead, and I believe the 15-year-old probably got killed because he was a witness. Most people don't really want to kill kids. I mean, even in the horror movies, they don't kill kids, but this is an overkill. So somebody's mad about something. This ain't just a random act of violence. Random act of violence wouldn't get your whole family out there and kill the whole family. This is something else, right? And this is somebody that is connected to the family. I'm thinking, and usually most people that commit crimes like this either are young gangbangers, okay, like I said, from 18 to 25, or crazy old people that may have dated the mother. So we're either looking for somebody that's young, that's gang related and drug related, that has something to do with the young kids, or we're looking for somebody older that has something to do with the grandmother that may be in their late 30s or 40s, that may be jealous the grandma got a new boyfriend, or the grandma's not talking to her, or maybe she's ripped somebody off. And the thing about that is, when you start dealing with bad people and doing bad substances, people, they want their money, or they rob everybody. But to lure all the people out there, because we got the mother's car, the grandmother's car, we got the uncle's car, which is 15 years old. He's just a kid. We got the truck that's there, and the truck is missing. It just sounds crazy. It just sounds absolutely crazy that this is transpiring the way it is. Maybe the police know more. Like, okay, hold on. Somebody sent me a picture of somebody that's in prison. Logan Rose. Okay, let me show this. I guess he's the one that's in jail. Oh, yeah, he does not look like a good guy. All right, let's show Mr. Logan over here. All right, this is Mr. Logan Rose, and he is incarcerated. Release date, none. You ain't getting out, homie. Right? Oh, my God. So this is Logan Rose right here. I don't know if y'all can see him good. Let me save this picture so I can blow it up. All right, let me pull it up over here. That way we can zoom in on Mr. Rose. All right, Mr. Rose. Let me show the world what your face looks like. Mr. Logan Rose right here. All right. Bring you down, Mr. Rose. Let's check out your tattoos. I like tattoos. Yeah. The Aryan Nation done killed these people. I don't know. He looks rough. Could he get you hurt from the prison? I wouldn't doubt it. $6'3". It can't be over child support and custody. Could he have reached out to somebody? Like, look at this dude. That's the grandmother's boyfriend. You don't have to be blood related to somebody. You just have to be connected to people. Looks like he just got arrested. He's a pretty big guy, right? 5'7", 6 foot, 6'3". There's no way he's 7 foot. That's 70 inches. Okay, he's a little over 70 inches, so he would be, what would be? He's a little bit over 6 foot. He's in yellow like a prison pig. Yeah, that's definitely cornbread mafia tattoos. That's definitely been locked up tattoos. That ain't something you get at a tattoo shop. That's something you get in a jail cell right there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're just leaving all doors open, all avenues. Like, why would he do it? Why do women go for men like that? Who knows? I mean, he don't really got the crazy eyes. I mean, he looks a little mean, and he looks like he's been in jail. Action News 5. What about News 5, Grindale? All right. What's the channel? What is it? What's the channel? Let me try to pull it up. News Action. News 5 Tennessee. All right. TBI update on 4 dead 9 hours ago is all I see. I don't see nothing there. If you want me to play something, just send it to my Facebook. That's the best way to get a hold of me, or to my email. And I'll check both real quick. All right, somebody sent me something. Okay, let's see. On the mother's post, Matthew's mother. Okay, here we go. Let me see what this says. Are there any recent issues with Logan Rose? Stacy says, yeah, he's in jail in Dyer County Jail. I had to look since they're talking about something going on over in Tiptonville, which is a jail over there too. Prayers to all these families, even Catherine too. My heart goes out to them. Hopefully we'll find out who done it. And it says, then again, my father is, okay, Lily. Is that Lilith? I can't read it. I ain't got my glasses on. Then again, my father is Logan Rose. He has nothing to do with this situation whatsoever. Then again, please keep my father's name far away from this situation, please. I'm praying daily at this is devastating to many. Catherine Woodward. If you are talking to Logan, tell him I sent my love and prayers to them all. This is absolutely terrible, and my heart goes out to the entire family. I can't imagine having to get this news while incarcerated. Big, big prayers for everyone. So this guy is incarcerated. All right. And I'll show y'all this post that I was sent. Give me 1 second. I don't know if y'all can read that. I could blow it up, but not on here. I'd have to save the picture to blow it up. But I don't know who Kim Dennison is. It says 1 day ago. I don't know if that's who that is. And RNV Childers. Are there any recent issues with Logan Rose? And Stacy Ray, yeah, he's in jail in Dyer County. So, I mean, I don't know exactly who these people are. That is Matthew's mama. Okay, all right. Well, maybe we need to be getting a hold of them. Would probably be the best people to talk to in this situation. The post was made by Matthew's mother's. Okay. All right, I understand that's Matthew's mother. But we know that he didn't do nothing because he's in jail. Now, could he have had something done? I mean, there's that possibility. But at this point, we don't know. Let me bring this back over here. But he looks like a perfectly nice fellow. Okay, I'm kidding. He does not look like a nice fellow. He looks like a pretty bad dude, right? But being a bad dude don't make you a killer either, though. So I ain't gonna put that on him unless we got some evidence that he may have something to do with this. But unless he had friends do this for him, you know, it don't make a lot of sense. And here's another picture of everybody involved. Right here. So prayers to them, you know, it really sucks. And you see this boy, he has tattoos all on his hands. And you know what that tells me right there when I see stuff like this? Use a drug dealer. It screams drug dealer. Like, you see the skeleton bones on his hand? Do you see that? Do y'all see his hand right there? Can I blow this picture up? Let me save this picture. Let me pull this up. Because I just want to zoom in on this picture and show y'all. Like, this is, you ain't never getting a job. Okay? Look at his hands. He's like a wannabe gangster guy. I hate to say it. I mean, that speaks volumes right there. If you a kid and you doing stuff like that to your body, you ain't never getting a job. The only thing you getting is Matthew's mama and daddy will not talk to anyone about this yet. They want justice for their child and their grandchild and daughter-in-law. They're not going to mess up this investigation from a post I've seen. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but better parenting. Okay. Look at this shit. We have a place called Erase the Canvas here that gets rid of bad tattoos. And he was my son. He wouldn't have this on him. Okay. He wouldn't have that type of shit on him. As soon as you walked in my house like that, it'd be over with. I'd be like, oh yeah. This ain't happening. You might as well get your shit and get out right now. Right? Because that that ain't cutting it. That don't fly with me. All right. And I have tattoos. I don't have none on my hands. I don't got shit on my neck like I just got out of prison. My face ain't tattooed. It looks like pen. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that may be real. I'm not for sure. I mean, you see her tattoos, right? You see her little butterflies. Her tattoos look good. They look girly. They don't, nothing wrong with her tattoos. And then you see his tattoo and he's flicking off the camera like he's a little thug kid, right? Most likely tats. My baby would never be around that, right? Right? I mean, it's like, dude, you wouldn't want to walk into my house with my kid, right? You walked in with my daughter, I'm telling you how you would leave with a foot in your ass. That's how you would leave, right? I'd be like, oh, hell nah, you done lost your mind. My kid know better to ever walk in with a dude like this, right? She would never, ever in a million years walk in with a knucklehead like this. Never. Now, I know better. She knows better. She knows I would flip out right off the rip, right? You would take a punt kick straight to the ass right off my porch. Orange juice. Did he work for the Grand Steel? Dolly, my boys have tattoos and I made them promise not on the face. They both laughed and said, don't worry. Well, I'm saying, listen, there's just some places you don't tattoo. If you ever plan on getting a job in this world or being a part of like society, there's so many people that judge you. Listen, I don't think there's nothing wrong with tattoos, nothing whatsoever. But we got to remember, people do judge you. Now, if your face is tattooed up and you're a millionaire rapper, good thing for you. Tattoo your eyeballs, tattoo your nose, nostrils. I don't care. You got $1 million in the bank, tattoo whatever you want to tattoo. All right, you can tattoo your eyeballs if you're driving a Lambo. Like that TikToker, he has his eyeballs tattooed, but he drives a Lambo. All right, you're pretty much set. Now, if you a white kid with tattoos on your face, bad parenting, and your mama needs to be kicked in the ass. Okay, I hate to say it. Unless you're Tom McDonald. Tom McDonald is a millionaire. He just bought his parents a Porsche. He can tattoo his face if he wants to. Okay, I get it. You're set. You're an artist. You have a career, a good job. You got the only future you're going to have with tattoos on your face and hands, construction. Right? When you do that, when your kids get these tattoos on their hands and face, make sure they're tough. Make sure they can work their asses off, because the only person that's going to give you a job is maybe a construction company that does new construction. They ain't going to do, nobody's going to give you a job where there's like old work, where you got to go in and meet customers and deal with people with tattoos on your face and your hands. They're just not. The first thing I see when I see tattoos on people's hands, and especially their neck, is inmate number 22761. Okay, that's the first thing I think. Okay, unless they're really good tattoos, and you can tell really good tattoos, right? Like some tattoos are really, if it's really, really good work, I'll let the neck tattoos and stuff slide. But even if you got really great work from a really good artist, the hands, no, and the face, definitely not. Okay, it's just, people don't stereotype tattoos like they used to. Like tattoos were bad when I was getting, oh my God, only bikers and felons have tattoos. But nowadays everybody has sleeves and leg sleeves, and it's way more acceptable. But even people with tattoos like me, when I see you with a tattoo on your face, I'm like, yeah, you won't come to work for me. You probably ain't gonna be working with me either. Right? Because the first thing I'm gonna be like is, no, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? Like right there, I know right off the bat, you make bad decisions. Right? As soon as I see your face tattooed up, I'm like, okay, yeah, this dude makes bad damn decisions. So in 2013, Logan Rose, then 25, of Dyersburg, Tennessee, was one of 4 individuals arrested and charged with manufacturing by the Dyer County Sheriff's deputies. Oh, so he's a manufacturer. Oh, he's one of those drug. Oh, yeah, he's a preacher at the Methodist Church. Good Lord. Thank you, SH Southern. That is nice of you. Thank you for feeding Dolly. Somebody got to feed me, right? This is like the zoo where you walk by and, you can feed the there's like a little quarter machine out there. You turn it and you get some peanuts and you throw them at your favorite animal. You know what I'm saying? Dolly's kind of like that. And so if you want to feed Dolly, there's a little coin slot that you can add. Like you go to the park and you can feed the turtles, different animals. You go to the petting zoo and you can feed the goats. I'm next to goats. Okay. You got goats, you got llamas, and then you got Dolly. Okay. Dolly llama. I'm just a breed of a llama, but there is a little super chat button down there. If you want to throw some scraps my way so Dolly can eat, you're more than welcome to. And thank you for guys who have been throwing me a little crumbs here and there. I appreciate it. Mad love to you. Yes, military has a standard. Yeah, well, the military is you cannot tattoo your hands or your face and be in the military. Still to this day. In military is like, see how my tattoos are? It has to be an inch above your wrist bone. All right. I live near military bases. I never knew that, but when the dude tattooed me, he was a tattoo artist, and he said, well, you want to keep it 1 inch above your wrist bone if you ever plan on joining the military. And I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, that's military standard. You can have tattoos, but they have to be 1 inch above your wrist bone. And all my tattoos, see, there's that 1 inch little gap right there. That's why, because when you wear a collared shirt, even if it rides up, you don't see the tattoos, right? So, and that, like I said, I have tattoos. It's one of those things that, yeah, people don't judge the tattoos on your arms and legs and stuff like that anymore, but they do when it's on your face and you sometimes your neck, especially if you have really shitty tattoos, right? Like they ain't done by an artist. They just done by some dude in the basement somewhere and they poking your ass with needles and they don't look like what they're supposed to look like. Then you can tell when an artist does a tattoo and when you've gotten tattoos in jail. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never got tattooed in jail. It seems like a way to get a disease, right? Like, oh, hell no. Yes, I was stationed at Little Creek Naval Base. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. I'm saying that I could cover up. Speaking of military, may run for Tennessee governor. So I don't know. I'm not sure if this has something to do with the teenage boys, the young men. We'll just call them young men, or if this has something to do with the grandmother. But either way, we've lost 4 lives. I guess speculation is what it is. My first instinct was drug deal gone bad, and it may still be that, or it's a domestic situation. But if I think it's domestic, I think it has something to do with the grandmother at that point. It's either got to do with Matthew or the grandma. I can't have it seeing anything to do with Adriana, but I could be wrong, right? I've done changed my mind 37 times in the last 2.5 hours that we've been talking about this. I've done changed my mind that many times on what has happened. This may be one Dolly can't predict. I said I would tell y'all, but I did predict one right. But I think I'm going to draw my predictions back on this one because I don't think they're right. This one is a little confusing, and this may, as more information comes out, maybe that's when I'll make my psychic prediction, because right now I don't have much to go off of because it's all over the place. It's definitely someone pissed situation. I agree with that. Okay, 100. Was the boy a snitch? I mean, I don't know. What can he snitch on to get you? Did he tell on the Methodist Church? The lab? I mean, it's possible. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have not gotten in if I knew my mom was into no good. Listen, it's important to watch the company you keep. And you know, they say you're more likely to be killed by friends and family than a stranger in this world. Dolly, could Matthew be in jail because he got ratted out and then got clean? I mean, anything's possible. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know these people. I'm just judging them like you guys. I'm looking at them and going, okay, we got a knucklehead that wasn't smart enough not to tattoo his hands. And some people say that's pen. That ain't pen. That's tattoo. If it is pen, it's a dark ass pen. And why would he draw at his age, draw on himself like that? Yeah, Maggie, I agree with you. There's not enough information right yet to come to what has transpired in this. Hold on, let me see what messages are coming through. All right, attachment. Okay, Matthew's mother on Facebook. Okay, let's see. Oh, you can messenger her. Let me write her. Hey, I do a true crime channel on YouTube. All right, I sent her a message. Let me add her as a friend. All right. Let's see what the mother has posted. This is Matthew's mother. Okay, she looks like a good woman. Looks like a nice woman. She should have talked her son into not getting those tattoos. All right, let's see. Lives in Dryersburg, Tennessee. Let's see what her about says. She went to Dryersburg High School to 2001. So his mother, let's see, is probably 40 something. He has a pretty young mom too. No relationship information to show. Let's see, work and education. She has a bunch of pictures of her son as her her thumbnail, her profile picture. Okay, so let me back this up. Let me see what else people have sent me. That's the mother. Is this his Facebook? No, this is his dad's Facebook. Let me add him as a friend. I'll message him. Sorry about your loss. Okay, I'm gonna need to say that to his mama too. I meant to say that. Sorry about your loss. But let me go back to her page. All right. So I sent them a message. I usually don't send parents messages, but it just basically said, hey, do you have any clue to what's going on? We like to hear from you. I'm looking now, PJ. You need to be in bed. Yep, I was going to say that, Tippy. The dad made a post today asking people not to add him as a friend if you don't know him personally. Okay, well, unfriend request him. Here we go. Let me take that back. Here, let me take it back then. All you gotta do is click on the friend request and cancel it. Okay, I canceled friend request. 2 hours ago, please share and help whatever your heart desires, whether prayer, support, or just thoughts. Also, Cash App as well. If no one's comfortable with GoFundMe, all money will go towards Westland's needs and whatever the funeral costs. Okay, so he's raising money. As far as we know, the only GoFundMe account open for them. So please do not think we are scamming. This is not an FBI TBI case. If you know anything, please do the right thing and speak up for the sake of Westland so her parents, grandmother, and uncle get justice they deserve. They're trying to raise $4,500. Let's see what they've raised. They've raised $615. Hi, my name is Amanda. I have the absolute pleasure of being in Matthew's life since he was 5 years old. I have watched him hit milestones and overcome some things in life. However, yesterday, July 29th, he tragically struck everyone in Dare County in Tennessee and shook everyone to the core. Matthew, his beautiful girlfriend, Adriana's mother, Courtney, and Adriana's brother, Brandon, were murdered. Matthew was the oldest brother. He was grandson, son, and most of all, a friend. Adrian was a sister, the oldest, granddaughter, and most of all, very kind, lovable woman. Matthew and Adrian were very loved parents to a beautiful baby girl whom they got to love and support her for 7 months. Westland. Everyone knows what tragedy strikes. No one is prepared for it because it's life. And you think, oh, that won't happen, and boom, it slaps you in the face.
I sent you the message
What message?
that his dad sent me.
His dad sent you a message?
Yeah.
Already?
I said I talked to him freaking 2 hours ago.
You didn't tell me you talked to the dad.
You didn't read what I said.
Okay, hold on. All right. What does it say?
I didn't know you were going to start messaging people. You've never done that before.
I didn't either. Somebody sent me their Facebook and I was right here.
All of that already.
Okay, I am sorry. Okay, you want me to read this to people?
I don't remember what I even said. I just woke up. But
Okay.
I mean, his response really, it's not much. Just about what you were just showing.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll share his GoFundMe. All right, here we go, guys. This is what his father said. He wrote my producer back, PJ. And this is the message that was sent out to the father. It says, hey, I'm sorry for your loss. My boyfriend and I have a YouTube channel. He's going to be running the story in about 5 minutes on his channel. The more attention, the sooner we get the bad guys. Prayers for your family. And then he put, thank you so much. We have a GoFundMe set up. If you could put that on there as well, it's on my page. Okay, guys, so I'm going to share this GoFundMe with you because this is at the request of the father, Matthew. And like I said, right now we're just speculating on what happened. We don't know. The kid could be a good kid, but either way, we know Westland, the little baby, is going to need that help. Okay, so let me get the link. This is the GoFundMe right here. And I'm going to post a link right now in the chat. Copy mods. I want you to copy this and randomly post it. And if y'all donate to baby Westland and the family, Let me know so I can personally thank you. Okay. Did that post? I don't think that posted. It posted in 2 sections. Why is it so long? Why is it such a long? Like the code is long. Oh, and there's pictures. Oh, look at the baby. Beautiful little girl. All right. And they're only trying to raise $4,500. That ain't very much money. They need to set the code. Can one of my mods, I don't even think I can fit it all on one line. Like I'm trying to post it, but I don't know if that's going to lead you to it or not. See how it keeps posting it in 2 sections? I guess I can post it on my community tab and in my Facebook. It works, Dolly. Okay, let me try it. Let me see if it goes. Let me see if it goes to it. Okay, yeah, it does work. All right. And all right, so it starts at 6:15 was the Can I donate with PayPal? Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can donate to this. Yeah, I can. Okay. All right. So let's give. Let's give that. Let's give them a. All right. Let me. Okay. Can I add a message like we praying for you or something? Let's see. What is it? PayPal balance first. Okay. Okay. Let me show y'all guys. It made me a top donor. Jimmy, you're a top donor on the fundraiser. Okay. So here's the link, a shorter version of the link. Let me copy that link. And he has a Cash App also, and we will post a Cash App. But there's the shorter version of the link. Okay. So I just donated 100 to him. How do I get back to the finish sharing? Continue. I don't know. I don't know how to get back to the day. I don't know how to get back to it now. Hold on. Let me close this because I don't want to give any of my personal information like my payment. Why didn't it show up? It did. Oh, let's refresh this. Is it my payment got to go through? What? It just said Let me check my PayPal. Let me make sure it went through. Continue. I ain't worried about that. Continue. Cancel. All right. Yeah, it went through. What did it? That's weird. It charged me $120. Why is that? I donated 100, but it took 120. Huh. I've never seen it do that before. Huh. All right. Let me click on the link. That's weird. Because I donated 100, but they took 119 out my account. I mean, I ain't worried about it. I'm just wondering why it did that. See your impact. I don't get it. All right, let me try this. Okay, now they're at 765. Okay, now I'm up there. See, that's weird though. Like, let me show you guys. I don't know how that works, but you see it says right here, there's my name for y'all that don't know. And I donated $100, right? It made me the top donation. But the thing is this, they billed me $120. GoFundMe tip. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But my bill says $119.50. It says $119.50. Which is crazy. I don't know why that okay. So Turtle Gang donated, I donated, and Helena donated. And Debbie donated. Thank you guys. Thank you for everybody that's donating to their stuff. I mean, they're only trying to raise $4,500. It ain't like they want anything crazy. And I didn't know I could donate with that. But okay. So we know these ones in the last 10 minutes are from our people. So thank you guys. That's awesome. So already that's a couple $100. You have to unlock the tip. What do you mean you have to unlock the tip? I've never heard of that. I don't know where the $20 went. It charged me $119. I'll show it to you. Oh no. Let me close that. See right there? GoFundMe, $119.50. So you have to change the tip amount. Who the hell you tipping? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I where do you tip? Hold on, let me try let me go to donate now. Is there a thing up there that says tip? GoFundMe has a 0 platform fee for organizations primary on generosity of donors like you to operate our service. 19.5%. So it's a tip. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I had no clue. So I just gave GoFundMe $20. If that ain't, and they set a tip, right? That is some inner custom tip. What the hell is inner custom tip? Oh, that's sneaky. That is sneaky as hell. That's bad business right there. Okay. That is bad business. That is why a lot of people are going away from GoFundMe. That is just bad business. They snaked me for $20, right? That I figured they'd take a cut of what you get on GoFundMe. I didn't know they did that. Sneaky ass people. Sneaky ass people. Damn. So they charged me because I donated $100. They charged me 20% of that, which is $20. That is when somebody said turn off the tips, I was like, what? Turn off the tips? Who am I tipping? Do you have to tip? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if I can turn it off. Let me see if I can donate $1. Okay. Yeah, you can turn the tip down. But they have it automatically set at 20%. Sneaky ass people. Are you able to add a tip? Tips keep GoFundMe running so people can get the help they need. They got me for $20 for trying to be a nice person. Damn. That's crazy. You're to help the family, not them. Well, guys, if you donate, make sure you turn that tip off, right? Unless you want to give money to GoFundMe, which is $1 billion company. I don't see any reason to give them $20. I would have never gave GoFundMe $20, right? They just got me for $20. I gave up every tip I made tonight. Okay. Damn. They got me. But make sure if you donate, you turn that tip off. I think we tipped them enough for tonight. All right. And now they're up to $8.30. I think is what the total is now. So Maya, let's see. I thought you could leave a comment like a prayer or see, we use Give, Send, Go. They don't do that. T-Reb don't even get tips, and GoFundMe does. GoFundMe gives. What a mess. There's another GoFundMe also. Huh? Dolly, you got me cracking up. PJ telling you the whole time. You clicked through it too fast, Dolly. I didn't know. I was just trying to do something nice for the man. You know, he's raising, I'm sure he has a good reason. He put this together. I didn't even read it all. Matthew was sole provider for his family. Courtney was sole provider for her kids. She was mother and grandmother to Westland, and she leaves behind kids in the home. Brandon was second to the oldest. He was an uncle to Wesleyan. I am asking for donations for their 4 funerals and also money to help with whatever legal fees may occur from our sweet Wesleyan. If you feel you are able to donate, thank you in advance, but none other prayers are needed. Okay, well. So I guess you guys are smart enough to turn the tips off. I've never used Cash App before. Not Cash App, but what is it? GoFundMe. Okay, I've never used GoFundMe before. He has a Cash App too. So I'm going to share his page. He may not like that, but it shares his information. Make it a little easier on me. Okay. So his information, and this is the father of Matthew, is money sign. I think that says Wheel Jam 2020. Can y'all read that? There's two of them. There's two, or I think that is WILJAM 2020 on Cash App. Okay. So if you want to donate to him by Cash App or anything like that, but we'll continue to post little baby okay. I'm blind. Okay. Well, my mods can post it. We'll continue to post it as we figure out what's going on in this case. Hopefully it gets solved and everybody figures out what's going on in this. Okay. Tammy, thank you for donating. Make sure y'all turn that tip off. We don't want to give a billion-dollar company any extra money. That money should be going to them, right? If they're going to hit me for 120, they should have gave that 120 to Matthew's dad. Is how I look at it. But I'll know next time somebody, wants some GoFundMe that they charge you a tip, which that makes no damn sense, but it is what it is. Can you cancel your transaction on PayPal? I don't know. I don't want to. No, just let them keep the 20. It ain't the end of the world, because I hate to cancel it and then have to redonate. I don't even know if I can. Let me look. I don't want to give them $20. It's the principle. It's the principle. I'm like, no, you can't. It's there. Hold on. Yeah, you can request one, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to request it. I'm going to let it ride. I'll know better next time. It's just like I'll drop 20. It is what it is. Why would baby be with CPF if there's family? Well, because they got to figure out what's going on first. Did you see his army truck? No, I didn't. PayPal is horrible at canceling. Can you tax write off all donations? Yeah, I can write it off on my taxes. But it's weird that GoFundMe does that, and they don't if you're not paying attention, which I wasn't, I was just like, okay, let me give them some money and hopefully it helps. So it's a lesson. Okay, just remember, guys, if you want to donate to that GoFundMe, just remember to turn off the tipping. There's no reason for GoFundMe to make $1,000 off a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? If they get $20 or $10, that all adds up. And then at the end, they make, you know, I would suggest to the family to use Give, Send, Go. It's set up by a church. Okay. The money, even the little fee they take, goes to a church. You know, you're doing, even when they take a fee, you know it's going to something good. It's not going to corporate America. So it's sad. It's sad that they do business that way. Well, we all know now, right? 1,000 people just learned that GoFundMe's a bunch of crooks. You know what I'm saying? I was like, why does it say $120? I was like, that don't even make good sense. And I guess people use GoFundMe. I don't never use it. And you guys knew. That's the case. They end up with more than the family if they don't turn it off. I mean, no, they won't end up with more than the family because it's set at 20%. That's like a restaurant, you know, 20%. That's if you did a good job. You know, basic tip is 15, 18%. 20% is, you know, if you did good. 25 if you did great, you know. But it is what it is. I mean, I ain't gonna cry over spilled milk. I just won't eat tomorrow. But as long as it helps, you know, that's the important thing. This baby is going to need a lot, and they got to bury the dad, the mom, and that's all coming out of family, you know. So I don't know if different family members are going to have GoFundMe set up, but you know, I can understand it because each family member is going to have to bury their kid, you know, and the grandmother on Rose's side, she got to bury her, and then you got the granddaughter, then you got Matthew, you got the brother. I mean, it's going to cost a lot. Even if you just say they're not buried and they're cremated, I mean, you're talking I paid last year. I paid to cremate somebody. I donated the money to cremate a lady that passed away from a heart attack, and that was PJ. How much was it? Like $1,400. It may have been $1,200. It was either. Thank you for covering the case. Oh, I got my $20 back. Thank you. No, I donated money last year to cremate a lady that had a heart attack, and I think it was $1,200 to $1,400. I can't remember. I just paid it. I noticed when I was doing my taxes this year, I seen it, and I had forgot I'd done it. But yeah, that was one of those good deeds that I'd done last year, right? I didn't even remember doing it until I had got my bank statements back because I was filing taxes, and I was looking through it, and I was like, what is this for? And then PJ was like, for you cremating that lady. And I was like, oh yeah, that is right. So, Courtney Rose is the grandmother and also has 2 young kids. Yeah, this is going to be horrible on the family, right? And I'm sure we're going to be covering this more, and we will continue to, well, that's cheaper than what they charged us. For my mom was $7,000 to cremate her. That's crazy. I cremated somebody last year for it was either $1,200 or $1,400. I can't quite remember. PJ would know probably the exact number, but I just did that out of the kindness of my heart. And yeah, it was either $1,200 or $1,400. Your dad was $3,000. I must have got a good deal then. I mean, that's what they told me they needed was, and I paid it straight to the cremation place. Like I said, I can't remember if it was $1,200 or $1,400, but it wasn't. I know it wasn't. It was under $2,000. It was under $1,500. I know that. Thank you for getting $20 back. It's fine. I ain't worried about it like that. Cremation is 4,000. 3,000 for my dad also. Okay, that's crazy. Let me check it on Google. Right here in Virginia, the cost to cremate can range from $1,200 to $7,000. Depends on the type of service and location. Direct cremation, the most basic option, can be found for as low as $1,200, or cremation with a memorial or full service funeral can cost up to $7,000. Okay, so I'm right. That's what I thought I paid, like $1,200 to $1,400, because there wasn't no service. It was just you get a box with ashes in it. You know, this didn't include an urn. I didn't buy the urn. I just paid to have the lady cremated. The people didn't have the money, and I was just like, all right, here you go. So, yeah, I think people that are paying that type of money is paying for the cremation, the urn, the services, that type of stuff. And I'm sure, you know, if they have the service together, right, like each person, they probably only have to pay for one service, you know, if they do the few, because they're all family. So it seems like you would have a group service. And you know, here's the thing, you can rent a casket. Did you know that? Say they bury you, they could bury you in a cheap casket, but you can rent like a nice casket, like it's Hertz or like Enterprise. You can rent you a really nice coffin, then they'll take you out that coffin, put your ass in a cheap coffin, and throw your ass in a hole, right? But you can rent like a really nice coffin. And funerals are expensive. I think, you know, to buy a good coffin, like, it's expensive. It's expensive to bury somebody today, right? If you want to bury somebody, you better have 20 grand. You better have good credit and 20 grand if you want to put somebody in a hole these days. Now, if you want to do, like I said, the cremation and the service, you're looking from, like I said, to $1,200 to $7,000. But if you want to bury somebody, you're looking at $20,000 and up. Funerals are, and this is a whole family. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So it seems like they could combine it all into one, hopefully, and they don't have to pay for 4 different services. They have one big service. My dog was $300. My cat was $200. I don't want a service. I guess, I mean, I don't know. I guess they could have a service for me, you know, say some good words about me, lie. You know what I'm saying? Dolly was all right? Be like, just get up there and lie. You ain't even got to tell the truth, right? But I had a gravesite. I gave it to my brother when he passed away. It was the one next to my mom, and I had bought 2 grave sites. I had actually bought them. I got a BOLO deal years ago, right? And my uncle passed away. He was my favorite uncle. So I went and bought a grave site. And his sons ended up burying him in North Carolina, which is weird because he was my favorite uncle. And he lived with us most of his life. And nobody lives in North Carolina, right? And I had a really nice location here in a really nice area. And when I owned the paint company, I bought it for him. And when I bought it, it had a deal. It was buy one, get one free. I got a BOLO deal on a grave site. No lie, can't make it up. So my mom passed away, and we buried my mom, of course, right? And so that took one grave site. Years had passed. Years. I didn't even remember I had the other grave site. Then when my brother passed away, we were looking for somewhere to bury him. And I told my sister, I said, wait a minute. I got a grave site. I don't know if it's still mine, but I can check, right? Because I got the BOLO deal to buy one, get one free. So I go down to to the cemetery place. They got a little office, right? And I was like, hey, I bought a grave site like, 10, 12 years ago. And I remember when I bought it, y'all said that I got one free. It was like a buy one, get one free. And the lady reached back, went through her file cabinet, said, yeah, you have a grave site here still available. She's like, do you want to sell it? They were going to give me $8,000 for the grave back. They wanted to buy the plot back. Right. And I was like, no, I got somebody I want to put in it. And they were like, well, if you pay us, I think it was $700 to dig the hole. That was it. So I had to buy one, get one free. And that grave site was worth $8,000. Okay. Just for the hole. But it cost me $700 more to dig it up. That's what they charged me, $700. And, Bolo, be on the lookout. No, buy one, get one. You know what I'm saying? You buy one, you get one. It's the Bolo deal. So I ended up paying that $700, and I had planned on, having that's where I was going to be when I passed away. Now I guess I get cremated and get a shelf, but grave sites are going up and up. But what they did say is if I do want to be buried with my family, they'll dig them up, right? Dig them deeper and then put me on top, right? So there's still a possibility if I want to be buried with my family that they can do that. That's like a new thing because they're running out of space to put people, right? Like more people and more people are getting cremated than getting buried. Dolly, I never heard that, renting a casket. So what do? Reuse them? Yes. Yes, they rent them out, right? Just say you can't afford a really nice casket. All right. You don't have that money. They'll, when they do your showing, they'll put you in a really nice casket. All right. Really beautiful one. Put you out there, show you to everybody, let your friends come up, say goodbye. Then they take you out. They take you in the back. They put you in another coffin and put you in the ground. You can rent a coffin. Dolly Vision, just put me on top of mom. There you go. Well, the plots are there. I'm sure I think they have to change the vault that it sits in, right? Because it's set for a single casket. But if you'll pay the money, they'll dig that up and they'll put a bigger one in there and they'll stack you, which is or you could go buy another grave out there, but I don't know if you could get one in that section. And they were offering me $8,000 for it. So you can imagine they're going to sell it for $10,000, $12,000. If they're giving me $8,000 for it, what are they selling it for? Right. But I needed that one. So, cremate me, don't put me in the ground. Well, I mean, I don't know. If you believe in The Walking Dead, you might once again become a zombie. It's hard to become a zombie as ashes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good with whatever happens. I mean, I'll be dead. It won't matter to me what really happens to me. And as long as my kid throws me on a decent mantle and talks to me every now and then, I'm good. Yeah, I mean, I guess once you're gone, it really, at that point, the body's just a shell. The soul is what matters, and once that's done, it's done. So, so we were able to raise them a few $100 on their GoFundMe tonight. And like I said, I'll push it again a little bit tomorrow. And you can check out Matt's page, his daddy, Matt Wilson, and he has a post right on it that and I'll post it on my Jimmy Jams page. I'll share it right quick. So I shared it on my Facebook also. Let me make sure it's shared up there. Yes, it did. It says poor family, give if you can. And I posted their GoFundMe on my personal Facebook. So let me look over here. It says Matthew's grandfather still alive commented on the baby's mom's post 6 days ago. Okay. This is his granddad. I'm just checking it out. All right. Ashley, thank you for donating to their cause. There was an anonymous giver too. All right. That is awesome of you guys to help this family out like that. So let me close this now. Let me close my PayPal. Let me close this. I got so much stuff open. All right, let's close that. Let's close this. All right, guys, it's almost 3:30 in the morning. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I did want to do a video tonight on the Jack and Lily Sullivan stuff, but I think I'll save that for tomorrow. And like I said, big virtual hugs to everybody that donated to this family. We don't know the circumstances. Everybody's speculating. Was it drug related? Was it a robbery? Was it somebody the kids were involved with? Is it a prisoner? Is it a hit? Is it? What we do know is these kids and this lady is gone, and prayers to them. Even if they wasn't doing the right thing, nobody deserves to lose their life. You know, just because you may be into some illegal stuff, don't mean you deserve to be killed. Prayers to their family, because they don't have anything to do with it, and they're going to need those prayers. And like I said, funerals are expensive. So thank you to everybody who gave tonight. And I'll probably share this again, his GoFundMe again tomorrow. And let's see if they can hit their goal of $4,500. It ain't like he's asking for $1 million, you know. It ain't like he's, you know, there were some people that raised $25,000 for a missing kid and then paid somebody's mortgage. It ain't, you know, I don't think they're doing that. And what a beautiful little girl, you know. So you guys be good. Stay safe. Before I go, PJ said I should play this more, so I'm going to play it tonight. Hey guys, have you washed your ass crack in your titty flaps today? Is your soap leaving you a little bit dry, and your clam just a little bit crusty? If that's the case, you're in the right place. I'm Dolly, the creator of Dolly's Lather Balls, best soap in the world. And I'm here to tell you, your soap ain't shit. It's filled with harsh ingredients and chemicals that you can't even say. Some of it is even made by doctors that ain't even doctors. And let me tell you, this right here, downright disgusting. Your flaps deserve better. Here at Dolly, we take crack, flap, crevice in consideration. We only use the best 100% all natural ingredients because we care about your lady parts. Every bar is handcrafted by me, Dolly, and we carry some of your favorite scents such as raspberry lemonade, pink sugar, our version of love spell, Caribbean haze, and a ton more. To add the full luxury to your bath experience, don't forget to check out Dolly Voodoo Candles. They will cast a spell right into the air that will leave you relaxed, rejuvenated, refreshed. So what are you waiting for? Get over to www.buydollysoap.com. Save yourself 10% on your entire order when you use promo code WASHYOURFLAPS. Remember, keep your ass cracks and your titty flaps clean. Look forward to your order. Be shipping out to you soon. I'm Dolly. See you guys later. Okay, there you go. The best soap there is. So keep your cracks clean. You don't want a dirty crack. And the best way to clean that is with Dolly soap. Okay. And we still got a lot of good stuff still left in stock. And PJ gets those out pretty quick. So I think we're out of candles right now. We haven't had candles in quite some time. I've been busy. I haven't had time to make them. But we did do a really big batch of soap, of different soaps. I think we got like 15, 16 different scent soap, and all handmade by these little hands right here. So definitely check out some of my stuff. It helps keep the channel going. It helps pay these light bills and feeding Dolly. I did look skinny in that damn video, didn't I? I gained a little bit of weight. Dolly getting fat. All right. I might be eating too good. But that's because of you guys, right? Y'all been taking care of me. Y'all been taking care of me. So check out that. And remember, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if nobody else does, Dolly loves you. Peace.